It's been a while, put your sack on the track, ho.
Knocking at the door. Probably a couple junkies.
acting funny, like it's some kind of game. State it up, sir, in front of my name. I keep my head up, keep getting better. Dope as rap god, I'm going platinum again. You acting funny, like it's some kind of game. State it up, sir, in front of my name. Dominating your domicile, in and out just like a robbery. Call the cops now.
Well, welcome everybody to Let the Record Spin, episode number 3.
Oh, you tiki now? Go ahead, light your torch.
Hip Hop Radio, underground show.
Lego. Sit back, relax, don't go act a fool. We gon' puff some weed and keep on acting cool. I'm on that chill shit, always keeping it real shit. The vibes going up like the smoke in the room, cuz
It's the Hip Hop Radio, underground show. This the Hip Hop Radio, underground show.
Yo, SGR crew, what is good? Welcome back to Hip Hop Radar Underground. I am Sack Juggalo, and today we got another VIP for you. Today, we got the one and only 7-Star in the building. 7-Star, how you doing, bro?
I'm good, man. Thank you. I'm honored for the invite. Pleasure.
Oh, absolutely. And big shout out to H for setting this up. You guys may not know this, but this was supposed to happen last Sunday, and I fucked it up. So, H, thank you for correcting me, my guy. I appreciate you, man, and all you do, and not getting in my ass about it. You know what I'm saying? Let's go. Yo, 7, let everybody know where you're from, man.
I was born in New York, and then at the tender age of 3, I moved to Puerto Rico, lived there till I was about 13, and then moved to Miami. And then I've been living in Florida pretty much since the age of 13. So Florida is like my mainstay. And then now I'm living currently in Orlando.
Nice. Right by the Disney World, right?
Uh-huh.
So
Yep,
every time
right.
you're driving down the freeway, your kids is like, hey, Pops, can we
They've been to it a couple times, and we've been to a few parks. Not so much. The ones that they really want to go to now is, Universal and Islands of Adventure, and you know what I mean, for the roller coasters and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I was a big pussy when I was growing up. I ain't never want to get on a fucking roller coaster because most of them are made of wood when I was little. You know what I'm saying? I could hear them motherfuckers creaking and shit, and I'm like, I ain't the one.
Yeah, I still don't like the sound of those wooden ones. Yeah.
So about when I was 26, I rode my first roller coaster. It was a metal one, you know what I'm saying, put together well, and I had so much fun, bro. You couldn't get me off the motherfuckers, dog. I still won't fuck with a wooden roller coaster. I just have this thing in my mind that it's gonna break, you know.
They're rough and they hurt. Like while you're riding, and the weight, it's like it's not as cushioned. It's not as like I don't know how to describe it, but it's just like you're kind of like in there and you're just like bouncing around, and it's like clacking, like clack, 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 and then you know what I mean. It's no.
I'll pass.
I know you. Yeah, I want something smooth, Like,
yeah. I want to be like in a high performance vehicle, doing 200 down the fucking freeway. You know what I'm saying, and not have to worry about, is my tire gonna fall off? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, my kids. My son was the first. My eldest son, he was the first to try it out, and he loved it. Man, I don't like heights at all. He had me. He's brave. He had me go on one of those slingshot kind of joints where it drops you down on a bungee, and you kind of just and you just do that, and you're like He had to I couldn't do it. He was the one that had to pull the cord. He pulled the cord and would just go falling down, man. I did it for him.
Yeah.
You know what to do. I could do it, son. I will do it. But he had already before me. I didn't want to show him that I was a punk.
Right? Dad's cool too, man. For real.
Yeah. That's bugged out. I don't think I'll do it again. But yeah, roller coasters, heights has never really been my thing too much either. But I could do it now. I'm good. But when I was young too, I was like, yeah, nah, I don't know about that one. That one goes upside down. Yeah, nah.
Upside down is not for me, my guy. Straight up, dog. Yo, that's great. That's great, man. So, 7 Star, you're a hip hop artist. You're in Florida. You hanging out with a great crew, man. I met a lot of y'all in this whole thing, man, and you got a lot of great backers in what you're doing. What was some of the motivations to get started in hip hop for you?
I would say the major motivation. I'll tell the story over and over again because it to this day it's just so weird how it happened. It's so weird how it made me feel. Like it's just one of those things. It's like certain things don't affect other people in certain ways. You know what I mean? Like, and then you find out that one person had this experience and it changed their lives. But if another person has the experience, it may not do the same thing. I was maybe 7, right? 7 years old in Puerto Rico. My mom had a roommate, and the roommate had a son that came to visit one summer from New York. And I had forgotten. I woke up ready to play. I had a Panthro, Thundercats Panthro. I had some G.I. Joes. I just got up. I would mix the toys and just be like Panthers, like some creature, and just start like terrorizing the bass of the, you know what I mean? Like that's what I was planning on doing until I heard bass humming in this wooden house, second floor of this wooden house, you know, and mainly wood, you know, where you walk on the floor and it's like, go, 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 you know, downstairs, if you run, you'll be waking them up. So I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. My mom's, I forget his name, but his son is here from New York. So I go and knock on the door and he's there getting ready. He's like 13, I'm 7. And he's just combing his hair. He's got like a chain. He's got like a wife beater on and no offense. And not to you, I mean like to anybody who would feel that term, let's just say tank top. I'm going to say tank top. I'm switching it.
Let's go. Absolutely.
Anyway, he's getting ready. He's like, he's asking me where the beach is and where the girls are, if there's any girls at the beach. And I'm like, I don't know. But the beach is like literally where I lived, the block that I lived, I could walk to the beach and it would take me maybe 2 minutes. Ain't too much. And it was a storm. The what's it called? The water, the sea would actually rise and start coming down the street.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So I was just like, it's this way, like 2 minutes, you come out, make a left. Long story short, he was singing along. He was rapping along, right? And I was watching him. I'm a little kid, but this is my house. So I feel confident and comfortable to sit on his dad's bed and watch him in the mirror. I'm watching him in the mirror because he has his back to me.
Okay.
And he's just exciting, going along. I don't remember who it was. I want to say that it was either Run DMC, could have been the Fat Boys. I'm not sure. I don't remember.
Classic too.
I don't remember who it was because I didn't ask. I'm not going to do that yet. And I go, I bet you can't do that. Well, first I'm like, how are you doing that? And he's like, what are you talking about? Right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, how do you sing so fast? And he's like, I just do. And then he turned back, kept doing it. I'm like, I bet you can't do that with the volume all the way down. So he like feels tested at this point. Yeah. Turns around, kneels down. Old classic stereo, right? Where it had like 3 or 4 levels. The top one was the record player. He comes down, looks at me directly in the eyes. It's not too far from me. I'm sitting on the bed and he's right by the stereo. And he starts to lower it little by little as he's reciting whatever it was, and little by little until he completely gets to 0. And he keeps doing it for a couple seconds. Then he starts to go back up, but he goes up slowly. So, like where it fades back. And I was just like, what has just happened right now?
This was amazing.
How did he, to me, this is my mind frame at this age. How could he have kept going
Right.
if it's not on? And then how is it so fast? This is the fastest. This is how I thought. The fastest singing I've ever heard in my life. Right? Like I thought it was singing. It's rapping, but I thought it was singing. And I was floored. And from that point on, I started gradually not playing with toys, and I had a little radio, like an AM, FM, and I started looking on the radio, you know, for hip hop, and that was it. That's my motivation. That's what did it, and that's it. Forget it. After that, hip hop was anywhere I could find it. I didn't care because I was in Puerto Rico. In Puerto Rico, you get stuff later.
Yeah.
So what popping? Whatever comes out of New York, like it'll get to, let's say, Florida a little bit later. It'll get to California a little bit later. And same thing with California, where they're having movements. It gets to the other coast in a few months. You know what I mean? Whereas in Puerto Rico, it might get there like a year later.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Because I remember when I was young, it was impossible to get anything underground from the East Coast before the internet. You know,
Right.
like unless you had like a cousin out there and he brought a mixtape with him or something, you know what I'm saying? You don't know what's going on out there.
Or you knew the shop or somebody like bootleggers or something that like had like doo-wop or SNS or, you know, Flu or whatever. Yeah, man, listen, do you really need motivation of any kind if you really get hip hop? If you get the culture, what other motivation do you need but other than just to bear witness?
Just a pure love of the thing, you know what I'm saying? Like, because like I remember we were talking before we went live, and I was young, about the same age as you when I discovered hip hop. You know, about 7 to 9 years old, and the first time I heard it, it was unlike anything I've ever heard before. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, my parents, they listen to classic rock and country. You know what I'm saying? Which is fine. I love that music as well. But
Yeah.
something said to my heart, said, yo, this is what you want to listen to, bro. And then, of course, the more you listen to it, the more you understand the culture, the more you understand plights, the more you understand difficulties within, you know, city situations and shit like that. Because I grew up in the middle of fucking country. I'm in the middle of nowhere. You know,
Yeah.
I didn't know anything that was going on, you know. But it was an eye-opener, and it was basically a window to another place that I've never been able to experience before. So that was amazing.
That was the same for me. And Puerto Rico was the same for me because I was used to listening to, like, Mom Dukes liked Barbara Streisand and Bette Midler and
That wind
know.
beneath the wing shit, huh?
yeah,
know.
because the older stuff, because my mom is from New York and she was raised in New York with her sister, and they were like, you know, they were into all of the underground artists. Bette Midler was underground, like, and
Oh,
the
for
people
real?
would go- yeah, like before she became famous, she was like that one lady that you needed to go see because she's just crazy with it. And they were, like, my aunt, like, for instance, went to go see her before she was really famous. So I was listening to that and salsa, you know, which is like prevalent in Puerto Rico. I was there for when I was in Puerto Rico for when reggaeton started. Like, it started by a Panamanian. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, is that right?
Panamanian. I could be. I don't want to get anyone angry, but from what I understand, a Panamanian. What was his name? El General, the general. He created, you know, just taking kind of like the dance hall, that 80s dance hall vibe, and then doing it in Spanish, because that's what it is. It's dance hall.
But with Spanish.
Yeah.
That's fire. I didn't know that. Thank you. See, again, learn something new every day. Every fucking day, bro.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I want to shout out to my dude George. Stitch is in the motherfucking house. D is in the house. Come here, D. Give me that hug. Come on. That's that good stuff. And you know Sack loves the D. That's a fact. That is a fact. Also, we got someone new coming in. Charles Fast. Yo, thank you. Thank you so much for coming through and hanging out with us. This is an interview when Seven Star was younger. Yo, let's go. Exactly. We're gonna learn who Seven Star is and what he's about, and that's the whole point of these things, man. To get to know the artist behind the music, you know. And I appreciate you sharing these stories with us, man, because I think, me personally, my thought process is if people can connect with the independent artist, right? Because you can't connect with a mainstream artist. It's damn near impossible. Even to this day, you know, you can't, you know, Eminem ain't gonna get on a live and just start talking to people. He's got other shit to do. But independent artists, when you start going live and you talking to your people and your supporters, you're going to build a bond that no one can tear down, because they know who you are and they love your music. So that's just going to be inseparable, you know. So shout out to the fucking support. Shout out to the community, man, that runs the music, man. And also, in case you guys aren't familiar with how the channel works, in the description below, my guy 7 Stars Linktree and Instagram is in there, so make sure you follow along. We're going to get into some music as well. Don't worry, I got all that pulled up and ready to go. And yeah, 7, you want to start with a song?
I want to start by saying, giving a shout out to everybody in the chat. Peace, y'all. Peace. Peace, Charlie Fast. That's my boy.
Let's go, man.
Him and H is like a brother, man. I've known H since I was in middle school.
So H is that dude, man. Like,
he is that dude.
He is that dude, man. And I'll tell you why. Because when he hit me up, bro, he hit me up purely as a manager promoter, right?
Yeah.
I didn't know for weeks that he did music. He's sending me artists. Yeah. And then all of a sudden I ran across this shit and I'm like, yo, you do music? And he's like, yeah. I was like, well, how come you haven't asked for an interview? He's like, no, I gotta get my guys on first, bro. And if I get on, I'm not getting on without them. And I'm just like,
he's always been the diplomat. He's always been the one who gathers everyone and brings. He used to do a cipher that would bring sometimes 40, 50, 60 people in his backyard and just go nuts, just cipher. Some couple fights because some people started battling and some other cats didn't like what they said.
Yeah.
But that's him. That's him.
Yeah. Big shout out to H, man, holding Miami and the whole South Florida down, man. Really bringing people together. I've heard from a lot of different artists that fuck with him is that the underground scene is amazing out there. Everybody's supporting everybody. There's no beef. There's no hate. You know what I'm saying? There's enough table for us all to sit at and eat, man. There really is.
There is. Like we were just talking about earlier before we went on about how there's plenty of space for us. They say that the world is overpopulated, but we have all this land and all this, you know, beautiful land that, you know, is not occupied at all. So there's plenty for all of us. That's true.
And there's almost 8 billion people on this planet. We got enough ears, you know what I'm saying, to where even if we grab 1% of them, dude, it's over, you know?
Yeah. Indeed.
Facts. Stitch knows. He lives on the West Coast, man. He lives up in Washington State, and man, between the top of Washington and the top of California, man, there's so much dense forest. You know what I'm saying? That it isn't like super populated. You know, there are populated cities within the, you know, you got Portland, you got Seattle, you know what I'm saying, a couple other cities here and there, but for the most part, it's just trees, a cabin every once in a while, you know what I'm saying? Like
Sasquatch.
Exactly. We have enough golf courses for people to live in. That's a fact. Golf courses.
Whoever said that,
that was H. Yeah.
I've always had a problem with golf courses. I look at golf courses, especially ones that are like kind of like in these communities, but like nobody golfs on them.
Right.
I'm like, yo, some houses there so people can live. Like, what is happening?
Yep. That's a fact. And you know, we got a lot of protected, you know, forest national parks and stuff like that out here. Yeah, there's just a ton of land. And even though I live in a state that has 40 million plus people in it, there's still a lot of room around. You know what I'm saying? Don't go to LA. You know what I'm saying? LA's packed full of people. San Francisco's packed full of people. Sacramento, I think we got a little over 500,000 people here, which ain't even bad. But yeah, man, there's a lot of room out there, especially in the desert area. I was saying, I watched this thing earlier today. It said 80% of America's population lives east of the Mississippi, 20% west of the Mississippi, and 11 of that 20% live in just California. That's fucking crazy.
That's pretty bugged out, yeah.
Yeah, they said 9%, not including Oregon and Washington, is 9% of the population, and that 9% out of all those, you know, Idaho, Nevada, all Arizona, all that shit, is about 10 million more people than just in New York. That's crazy.
I want to go up there. I need to visit Washington, Seattle, that whole area, man.
Yeah, you know, it's popping up there for music, man. It's really like a playground, you know, kind of like Austin would be, you know, for artists and musicians. Hell yeah.
I mean, it's always kind of been that way. I mean, grunge came out of there. Seattle just seems to be like a... You're talking about Seattle, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, Seattle just always has been, since I was a kid, the place, like the hub, like, you know what I mean? Like good music where movements come on. Facts.
That is a fact. Shout out to my dude, Big Kahuna, man. Thank you for coming through. Charles Fast wants me to ask you about the Sumerians. He just laughs. I love it.
Well, okay, to touch on that a little bit, because he's a jerk.
Because he's a jerk. Let's go.
And you know what? For those who've never heard of the Sumerians, right? Sumeria, which is current day Iraq, parts of Iran, and I think a couple other countries, but it's the oldest civilization that we have writings from, that we know of, because there's older civilizations, but there's no writing.
Is that the one that wrote them on those cylinders?
Yes.
Okay.
The cylinder style that would be like a whole like scene, and they just roll it. Yeah. That was their style. This was happening. These people were doing this 6,000-7,000 years ago. This predates Egypt. This predates Greece.
Persia.
It's the first one that we have record of, that have tablets and the cylinders and all of this stuff. So if you're interested, if you consider yourself a religious person, maybe a theologian in practice, or an aspiring theologian, look into Sumeria, because Sumeria is where the original creation and flood stories come from.
The Noah's Ark and stuff.
That's where it comes from. Yeah, like that's the first telling of that. Even though those stories are kind of everywhere in the world,
sure,
right? Their creation and their flood story, but this is the first one that we have actual record, the oldest one that we have record of. Anyway,
that's what I'm talking about. Hell yeah, let's go down history lane. You know what I'm saying? I've heard of Samaria. I've heard of the Samaritans. I've heard about, you know, I've done a little bit of studying on the cylinders. It really is fascinating to look, man. The last 100 years have been technological fucking jumps like every fucking 6 months, right? You talking about before that, you know, 1900 hit, right? We didn't have vehicles. We didn't have airplanes. We didn't have fucking ballpoint pens. We didn't have shit. You know what I'm saying? So to think these people got that shit done without all those advances is fucking mind-blowing.
Okay, well, see, now I got to touch on it a little bit more, because this is what Charles wanted. So I'm going to give you what you want, Charles. Charlie Fast.
Let's go.
So their story, the Sumerian story, is they were Okay, so gods came from a planet that orbits this solar system. This is their story, okay? From a planet called Nibiru. From the translation, I guess that's what it comes out. That's what it sounds like. But these gods came from a planet that orbits our solar system elliptically, and they came down here at a time which I believe was when sort of the ice age was kind of ending, from what I understand, and they created us. This is their story. They created us using a version of human that was old. When they describe it, it sounds like a Neanderthal. So let's just say maybe they took Neanderthal. This is their story. They took Neanderthal and they mixed their blood with Neanderthal blood to create a new being. And the reason they did this is because there was a revolt, a big giant problem where the lesser gods were like, we're done with working in the mines, because that's what they were here for. They were here to get gold, they were here to get gems, they were here to get resources. And so, and it's bugged out because this is kind of where the creation story comes from, because the name of the creation was Adamu. Adam. Yeah, Adamu. And so they this is the story, the creation story of Sumeria. And yeah, how do you, right? If it's true, how do you at a time 6, 7, maybe 8,000 years ago, are you genetically splicing? How are you accomplishing this? How are you doing this?
Right.
And like even with the flood story, when you read the Sumerian version of it, once the flood came because the ice age ended and they saw that the waters were rising. So they decided to get out of Dodge. There's a tablet that describes them flying above the flood, looking down on the earth, feeling like remorseful and sad, and they're missing things, talking about missing beer, because apparently beer comes from Samaria.
Okay.
They're missing beer and they're missing all their, their things they that they don't have now, but they're flying over, looking down, these gods, and then they see a smoke, like a little smoke trail rising, and that's Noah. And they realize that, oh, humans survived, and they realize, because remember, humans were created to work, to replace the lesser gods or whatever, to work. And then, they're like, oh, all right, we still have a little batch. We have a little batch left. We can, create more. We can get back to, the way it was before eventually. Yeah. It's fascinating stuff, man. I started looking into that stuff. That's like amazing. When I was like early 2000s or so.
Oh, okay. Hell yeah. And that's the thing, like, there's enough literature out there to where you can arm yourself with enough knowledge, whether it be correct or not. You know what I'm saying? Let's not even say that it was real or it's not. You know what I'm saying? We can't go there because we just don't know. But the fact is that you have been taught something that could be.
Yeah.
And that's the cool shit.
Or something that, if you look deeper, you actually could end up finding out the original version.
Right, because it'll lead you down that rabbit hole. That's a fact.
Yeah. Yeah, because, if you do a compare and contrast with the creation story in the Bible, it's so much more poetic. It's so much more, romanticized, where it's the breath of God going in and into the lungs, and then taking a rib from Adam to give it to Eve and then create her. So they had to take something out in the Bible from Adam to be able to create Eve. So even God, if you think about it, had to actually use Adam to be able to make Eve. He didn't just make Eve out of like he made everything else.
Right.
You see, the way we understand it. It's just fascinating because, in the end, it leads me to what I'm interested in is like the unifying theories of things, like the things that make me feel where I can get to a place where I feel comfortable knowing that there are that there's a duality with everything that I know and everything that I experience, that it's not just one thing. You know how they say it's not black and white. it's great. You know what I mean? And I feel comfortable in those places where I'm like, you know what? It's both. You know, it's both things. It's not just one thing, you know?
You're absolutely right, and I'm a big believer in the yin and the yang. You know, there is a good and bad to everything. Um, so
And there's
I,
good and there's bad and the good.
absolutely, because sometimes you gotta do bad things to do good. You know, that's just a
Exactly.
fact. I mean, the holy wars will tell you that. You know,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
yeah, just wrapping your brain around these concepts. You know, what I'm saying as a mortal, right? Someone who has a very finite amount of time on this planet, it's almost overwhelming. You know, and you could get overwhelmed with it easily.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shout out to my
Yeah. Oh,
dude Gary, man. Thank you for coming through, brother. Good to see you, man. Big salute, homie.
I don't know. Is it finite?
Well, I mean, like we were talking earlier about reincarnation, right?
Well, I
So,
mean, even if there isn't the lofty idea, the way the Buddhists think that you die and your soul, you know, is in a place of waiting for like a month, and then you see different color lights. That's the way they say you die. You see a bunch of different color lights. Each light symbolizes a different kind of life. The purple is this, you know, like a king, and the green is a greedy, whatever thief or whatever. And the all-encompassing white light is the you never come back. You stay in the in the ether or whatever. But
you know, mine's gonna be green.
nice part.
Oh, thank you. My homeboy got this for me. You know, I'll be fucking with that Rick and Morty.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
nice. I like the solid like egg kind of grayish color to it. Yeah.
yeah.
So
It's pretty
yeah,
dope. It's got a huge bowl on it too. So shout out to my homeboy Chris, man.
you could beat somebody up with that thing.
You could. You probably fuck somebody up real good with that, dude. Aneurysms type shit. Yo, H, you didn't miss it. We were actually talking about it before we went live a little bit about reincarnation and
Yeah.
deja vu and all this cool shit, man. I was like, right then, I was like, this is going to be an awesome conversation, dude.
Like even if it's not that, even if it's not a heaven, a hell, or a reincarnation thing, in the end, scientifically, energy doesn't die. It just turns into something else. It goes somewhere else. There's some sort of energy inside of us. Like there's something inside of us that collects and it moves on, and we retain some of the memories, maybe only the most vital and most essential stuff that we actually need, because the rest of the shit is just fluff.
Yeah.
It's just straight up fluff. Maybe the only things that we need are the core pieces of the lesson. If we are able to get those pieces, then maybe we're able to move on to something else. I don't know how it works,
Yeah.
but I don't feel that it's. I mean, for God's sake, we're made of star stuff. Like everything is made up of the same shit that's inside of stars.
Yep.
You know, like this is that's your microcosm to macrocosm. That's the unification theory of all things. We are the stars. We are made up of star stuff. It's like crazy shit.
And that's
It's
what
just
I was like thinking, like, I had my thoughts like exactly that. We are all the same. We're made out of the same shit. How in
Yeah.
the fuck can we be so mad at each other at times? You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit doesn't make. I mean, you could not like somebody, that's okay, but to be so mad you'd have to murder or fucking, something heinous like that to someone, it's beyond me. Now, if somebody's trying to kill me, guess what? Click clack, motherfucker, you done. I don't give a fuck. But you fucking with my family, you fucking with me, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's over. But I'm not
Yeah.
just going to go out there willy-nilly and just start fucking taking people out. That's just crazy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, that's another level.
Charles wants to know about that connection to Christopher Columbus, though.
Yeah, that's my last name is the same as Christopher Columbus's last name.
Hmm.
You know, Charles.
He's like, you put me on blast, my guy.
No, he always calls me Columbus. Yeah, no, that's just my last name is Colon.
Okay.
Spanish, and that's what his name in Spanish is Cristobal Colon.
Okay.
With his story, it's so weird and mixed up because people say that he was a Spaniard, but then there's other tales that say he was Italian.
I've always
You
heard
know-
Spaniard, but yeah.
But there's major evidence pointing to him being Italian.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And there's even more evidence pointing to him being a complete, crazy, greedy, monstrous, possibly cannibal
Ooh.
of a man.
Now, see, that's one thing I could never get into is eating a person, dog. That just don't even sound good, dude. I mean, I love eating pussy, don't get me wrong, but I ain't eating no motherfucking calf
That's-
meat. Fuck that.
That's not eating the actual person. That's
Right.
actually that's just consuming the layers of. It's tickling and consuming the layers of juice.
Yes, and I'm a big fan of pussy juice. No, I'm just kidding. Come on, man. You gonna bring the dirt ball out of me, guy. Come on. Yo, shout out to Kobe fan. Thank you for coming through, man. And Stitch, yeah, you weren't here earlier, but Seven is not from Puerto Rico, but he has family in Puerto Rico, lived there for a while he was a child. Am I correct?
I am Puerto Rican though.
He is Puerto Rican, though. That's just a fact. Let's go.
That's actual, in fact.
Yes, sir. Some of the best baseball played down there, man. Y'all get to go check out some fucking baseball when you was down there as a kid?
Not too much as a kid because I lived with my mom, and Mom Dukes wasn't really. She wasn't taking me to stuff like that, and we weren't. We didn't have too much money either.
Yeah.
It was really the sports that I would play were sports that my friends played, and basketball was a major sport. Puerto Rico loves basketball as well.
Oh, nice.
Basketball I was into when I was a kid. I was never good. Never.
That didn't
But
stop you from trying, though.
Yeah, no, I played it with my friends, The only time that I was able to beat them, because two of my friends, but we would play basketball often. We played 21. The only time that I was able to beat them was when they already played a bunch of games, and they.
Yeah, I'll
Boom.
get you on the 6th game, my guy.
Swept on the 6. I swept.
That's what I'm talking about. Hell yeah. You know, this is all one flavor saver, my guy. Absolutely, Kahuna. Absolutely. Kobe fan is in the motherfucking building. What's up, Kobe? And H wants us to play a song. He's like, play a song, damn it. I want to hear a song. So that's what we're going to do right here, right now, for the one and only H. And let me ask you, Seven, what song would you like to show the people first? I also have your link tree up here, so we can go anywhere you need to go.
How about we watch the latest video? What is it? The story freestyle.
Okay, yeah, let's do that. Yo, we got my dude 7-Star in the building right here, right now. Show some love. Make sure you guys hit those links in the description to support the art and the man himself. This right here is a story freestyle. Let's go.
Rub the lamp, don't lamp. Get into it. Rub the lamp, don't lamp. Get into it. Rub the lamp, don't lamp. Get into it. Rub the lamp, don't lamp. Don't you wish your ideas came together like squish? That what you dropped didn't plop but splish. Splash, mystifying scripts in a pinch. At last, we moved away from the rubbish, the lazy, the tired, the sluggish, the unworthy of being published or allowed to. Inadequacy shrouds you. Intelligence crowds fools into anxiety, mouthfuls. Now your sobriety's doubtful, and as you fall off the bandwagon, your soul is left with your pants sagging. Not up for it, but filled to bragging with no lagging. Crystal clear drops of tears in the mirror lacking. The animated faces of the dead reappear laughing. Suffocating looks like gasping in awe of Aspen. 360 degrees of recycled souls in hell clasping for snakes in the cash. And like Michael Madsen, it's all a trend in fashion. Like what kind of shark necklace you flashing? Is that a basket? History's overlapping due to the woke obsessive napping. Know-it-alls are grappling for data on what we're asking. Santa for on the net cast and choked on the yoke's gasping for lifesavers from the captains. The emperor's unmasking. Let's get deeper and become best friends with the reapers. Lose the fear, see it clear in the ether. Review the years, the toxic peers are not keepers. A stream is born, the fabric's torn from the forlorn to the reborn. I'm on the horn with a new form, cuneiform. A mysterious way about him, and a curious way about him. Burden of blindness from the talcum. What a glorious amalgam. Talon like talons on a falcon. There's so much meaning in the random. Or is there? Who's in there? Like swimwear wrapped around a sea turtle's neck. A Christian polluter exclaims, what the heck? Then goes about their business gutting fish on wooden decks. IDK, by the way, if I may, what's today? I will say, I don't pray, I just spray or inlay words that sway. Voice like suede, voice like suede. I start making sense during the fade. Like how the swords of soldiers are spades. Stick it out and get paid in spades. Stick it out and get spade with spades. 7-star gaze through haze for days. Sip on fire goblets after the maze unfazed. Words and music set roses ablaze in the craze. I digress so that you may digest that old manifest. That old manifest. That old manifest. Believe it or not. 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 Rub the lamp, don't lamp. Rub the lamp, don't lamp.
First, let me say, man, I love the fact that you shot that in the woods.
No, I didn't. Woods. I'm just so clever with it. I'm just so smooth with it that I went to a park and I angled just right to make it look like I'm in the forest.
That's what I'm talking about. See, that's the beauty of being able to set up your own shots and shit like that. You're going to get exactly what you want out of it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I did that with my son. That was my son at the end. One of my sons at the end. Just like kind of like throwing little, stones in the little creek there.
Hell yeah.
He helped me. He helped me. He's Tac Uno. That's his MC producer. He makes beats too. I have a son that plays the drums and plays guitar, and then I have another son who makes beats on BandLab and you know what I'm saying, and GarageBand, and
Hell yeah.
he's gonna, he's 13. He's gonna perform with his friends at at school at the morning announcements. So I'm really proud of him about that. But
That's fire. Congratulations, man. That's dope. Hell yeah.
I'm really proud of him. I'm proud of all of them. I was gonna ask you. It was looking like it was lagging on my side, and I was like cringing. Was it lagging on your side? Was it like?
It wasn't lagging on my side. Was it lagging on the live? I think it just does that between you and I, but I think it broadcasts what I see.
It was something like that, where because of the, you know what I'm saying, like the mixing of.
It's going to be just when I hear it. By the time you hear it, it's a few seconds later, and then sometimes
Like radio.
Yeah, and sometimes the video will skip.
Right. Yeah.
But it looks like it's good being broadcast out, so that's beautiful.
Yeah, that's no, because when I was uploading it, I used to edit video as a for a living, but I kind of got rusty. It was never really that great, but I was like I shot it in 4K, which I regret now, because it looks too crispy. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know how you know what I'm saying? It's like you had VHS that gives me a good warm feeling when I watch like VHS quality. The same when I listen to cassette quality
Or
music.
phonograph, yeah, like a record got the air playing.
And like when you have that clear and it looks like it's like a DV camcorder kind of. I don't know. It's like I lose the vibe that it's a film. I lose the vibe. I feel like it's actually news. Like it's 6 o'clock. Saying like
I can feel you
so
on that.
and then I tried to upload it, but it was giving me issues and it was lagging, and I was worried about that. But yeah, if you say that it's just like that delay, then we're good.
Yeah, everybody in the chat saying no lag, all
Perfect.
smooth. Yeah, so yeah, that's what's up, man. And I like the storytelling within the song too. I mean, you hit a lot of different areas. What was some of the thought process going into that song?
That's a freestyle.
Okay,
That's a freestyle, like a written freestyle.
like a free
So-
verse.
Right. So, that's kind of where that comes from. A freestyle is not off the head, off the top. Originally, it's supposed to be something you wrote, and you just lay that down anywhere. You go to the park and you spit it at the park, or you spit it over your friends. You feature on your friend's joint.
Yeah.
Kind of like that. So I don't know, like I wrote that to another beat, but then that beat that fell through, and so I really liked it. And that beat, I don't know if you've ever heard OC from DITC, Word Life. He has that album called Word Life.
It doesn't sound familiar.
I guess the most famous song of his would be, what is it, Time's Up? The one that's like, it's produced by Buck Wild, I think, but he's like, you lack the minerals and vitamins, ions to the nines, fuck crew that I offend, rappers sit back, I'm about to begin. You never heard that joint?
That does sound kind of familiar though.
OC, look, when you had a chance, look up, when you got your off time and you're listening to stuff, remember OC, O.C.
O.C.
album's called Word Life.
Okay.
Word Life. That album was phenomenal, and it was a big album for me. I love that album. I don't know why. I think it's because I easily floated towards him because I was a big Organized Confusion fan with Pharoah Monch and Prince Poe, and they featured him.
Oh, Organized Confusion, OC.
Yes, right.
I've
Now
heard
you know
of
what
Okay.
old school joint. What is it? Is it
God,
Fudge
so
Pudge?
long. I'm sorry, one more
Or-
time.
Is it Fudge Pudge maybe that he was on, or Chicken? Or no, wait, the one that chicken. I forget what joint, but anyway, that song instrumental. So I took that verse. It was over another beat, and then I was like looking around, and I was like, I want to do something, just to put something out for fun. And the song's up on my Bandcamp, 7star.bandcamp. It's up there for free. So if anyone wants to download it, they could do that. But I just wanted to do something dope, and so I guess I went off topic a little bit, but the verse is not really about anything. It's about everything. It's about it's kind of like a stream of consciousness.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Where I just go, it's really like battle raps, and sprinkled in there is like consciousness and trying to like elevate people and trying to like kind of like sneak in subliminal messages that would positively influence. It's like I'm into positive
Yeah.
like I'm like using the same techniques by hiding messages and doing that sort of thing, so that it goes into the subconscious mind a little bit easier, like chill. It's not something that feels like it's kind of like invading you, but it is.
Mhm. It's cerebral, baby. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. My dude Stitch said, "Is your logo a constellation?"
It's not a constellation. What I was trying to do with it, I'm into this biologist, French biologist named Lamarck, Jean-Pierre Lamarck. He had an idea of evolution that he agreed with Darwin, right? That it's survival of the fittest, right? Because that plays a part. But his idea was that the change and what makes changes, what contributes to the change, physical change in any kind of species, right, is also consciousness. It's also the thought of it, right? So whatever the giraffe was before the giraffe became a giraffe, it realized at a certain point that it couldn't get to food on the low ground, in the low level. So it had to start, it realized there was food up above and started to try to reach and keep reaching. That's what the food source was. It was up. So they had to make an effort now. And they had to stretch and keep doing that shit for generation after generation after generation until the neck slowly, because it's needed. Yeah. It's the conscious effort. If my neck was just I need to be, an animal can think this. It doesn't have to be like a genius. It doesn't, it could be a deer. It could be any kind of animal that doesn't have like super complex thoughts. The simplest of thoughts in a creature could just change their biological structure throughout time. And I like that.
Yeah,
so
like
that
over millennia.
Right. It takes mad time. Right.
Yeah.
So I'm like, that logo, what I was trying to do is obviously the 7-sided star, which has a whole meaning to itself. But what I wanted to do was have kind of like, it's like my energy in the form of some sort of molecule, an atom, where it's like, picture the nucleus of the atom, even though that whole atom drawing and graphic is like outdated. It's not supposed to look like that at all. But picture the nucleus being affected by sound, maybe one of my songs, one of my albums, or what have you, and the nucleus being affected in such a way that it turns it into a 7-sided star. And starts kind of like coming out of its normal spherical shape. That's just kind of like my idea. So it has 7 molecules, or 7, what is it, protons, I think.
Protons go around the neutron. Yeah.
The electrons, 7 of those, 7-sided star nucleus. It was just my idea of, I believe that we could, if we focused enough and practiced something enough, that we could add talent, skills to our future generations.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? It's just.
I need to start thinking about. I need my thumb to be a lighter, so I don't need to buy no more lighters.
Make it. You probably be able to do that now if you just kind of scrape it with some sandpaper enough.
Right.
Eventually, just go.
That would be amazing.
Right.
Big makes so much money off my ass, man. I smoke cigarettes and weed like crazy.
You know what? I've never thought about having to explain that logo. I just always thought it was something that I could just leave there. I never thought that I'd have to explain it, and it sounds kind of funky when I explain it. But
no, Sis said he loved it.
If you look up Jean-Pierre Lamarck, I think it's Jean, right? Jean, and you look up what he thought, and then you look up what sound does, right? Mm-hmm. What sound does to the DNA helix. Look those things up.
Okay.
And then also look up how photons, which are the particles that create the sunbeams. So the energy of the sun comes, but that energy shoots through and lights up all these little molecules, these particles called photons. This is why we see sunbeams, right? Like these beams coming down.
Yeah.
We shoot those out of our DNA. We shoot out of our DNA. So I'm thinking that's the way prayer works. So even, let's say holy in any kind of way, they just put the focus, the right focus. I want my cousin not to have cancer anymore. They just keep thinking about the cancer. They put focus into this cancer, getting rid of it. They could be possibly sending out all of these photons shooting out of their DNA with the right message.
That's amazing.
Where that person, and this is probably how it works, Anyway,
that's crazy to even think about, man, because they say mind over matter, right, all the time. If you think something hard enough you can make it happen, no matter what it is. So even that would be possible in the scheme of things. That's crazy to even think about, dog. For real, I love it. I love it.
I mean, it's a crazy world, man. They say that nothing touches. Like right now, I'm doing this.
Mm-hmm.
Quantum say that my fingers are not actually touching. What's happening is that the atoms on this finger and the atoms on this finger, when I join them, they're pushing against each other, kind of like when you would put magnets on the opposite sides, and like that, like that.
I've heard that theory before, absolutely, and it makes sense because everything has a vibration to it, right?
Right.
So even if you think you're being still, you're still moving. Like
You are.
It's
Yeah, your heart's beating, your blood is rushing. You got bacteria in your stomach that are friendly with you, and they're happy when you throw meat at them. You know what I'm saying? Like you have a whole universe. Your body is a universe.
yeah, that's facts, and that reminds me of a fucking Rick and Morty episode where they shrunk down inside this person, right? This old homeless man, and Rick was making an amusement park inside his body so he could shrink people down and send people to the amusement park. It was fucking crazy, dog. And it had like all these bacteria and shit in there that were good and some were bad, you know, and it was pretty crazy. It was pretty crazy. Ease Hernandez is in the motherfucking building. What up, Ease? How you doing, brother? Big salute, man. Thank you for coming through, bro.
What up, Ease?
And they were saying in the chat that if you don't know about him, which I imagine you probably do, is Cambada, that you would love his work.
Yeah, no. Yo, he's crazy. Charles put me on to him. Charles and H.
And H said we got to get that collab, 7-star Cambada collab too.
They put me on to the Barsman.
Yeah, we've been listening to a lot of Cambada lately, man. The dude fucking breaks my brain almost every time I listen to him.
He's a monster. He was born for it.
I don't even think he was born on this planet. And if he was born on this planet, he's not from this planet. Like,
if he was born on this planet, it's possible that he may be from the inner Earth. He's from.
See, see, the thinker, absolutely. And Kahuta said, we need thinkers like you in hip hop. So that's a big compliment, man. That's fucking fire.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Listen to one track equals one philosophy degree. Yo, come on, Stitch. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about, bro. Yeah. He actually from Tampa, Florida with another win. Cambada from Tampa? Holy shit.
Shout out Tampa.
That's too easy right there. I know motherfucking H could hook that up. Easy. Some dude cured his own cancer with dog dewormer. Oh shit. That's pretty dope, Kona. That's dope as shit. So, 7, man, let me ask you, if you were to pick one person, and it doesn't matter any genre, of a person who has passed away that you would love to collab with, who would be that person?
Trugoy.
Explain. I don't know this artist.
De La Soul.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't hear what you said there. I'm sorry. De La Soul.
Trugoy. That's yogurt spelled backwards. But
yo, I never thought of that before. That's crazy.
Yeah, Trugoy the Dove. I would do a collaboration with him.
Yo, you just broke my brain, dog. Dude.
Yeah, I found out a couple years back, and
crazy.
Man, that's so dope. Because you know what's funny is that that's like you could see it. I don't know if this is the exact story, but I'd like to imagine that Dave was trying to figure out what name to pick. Maybe he had one already and it was whack. And he was like, I don't know, man. And he's just over it. And he enjoys eating yogurt. Maybe his favorite flavor was banana strawberry. That's mine. And he was just messing around probably multiple times, putting words backwards. And he was like, this is whack. That doesn't sound right. Wait a minute. Trugoy. Like I'm true. Like I don't know. And he was like, that's it. Doing it.
I can see that playing out.
Put it
And
on
you
paper.
know it was probably the strawberry yogurt because they got the fruit on the bottom, you know, and that shit's always the best. You got to get in there and stir that shit up.
It's a good vibe. Yeah. Positive vibe. Like,
Plus, if you got probiotics in yogurt, you know what I'm saying, to help you digest and all that good stuff. It's always helpful. So it's all
Probiotics.
positive things. And that's what De La Soul was all about, was positivity and the flower and the fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like they were always about,
lyricist, though. That's what
absolutely.
he, I mean, even though I found out that some of my favorite verses of his were written by Posthenouse, but just those guys were that whole thing that I was telling you about, doing putting like esoteric subliminal messages. So you don't really like beat anybody in the head or be preachy in any kind of way. If I wanted to talk about quantum physics, then I'm going to put it in there and I'm going to slide it in there and I'm going to put something that I feel that if you're so inclined, you'd be like, what the fuck did he just say? What does that even mean? And maybe you'll just take the sentence and put the sentence, my bar, that one bar in the Google search. And that Google search might end up leading you to like a whole bunch of crazy rabbit holes that would be just a good fucking 4 hours wasted. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'd be happy. I'm happy with that. And they did that. That's what they were all about. I mean, like, if you just listen to my favorite album of theirs is Balloon Mind State. This is the most subliminal, esoteric bars that you have to be like, what the fuck are you even talking about? What are you saying? Rewind that shit. Did he say this or this? Like that. I love that shit.
I love
It's
it
like-
when you have to rewind some shit. You're like, did that motherfucker just say that? Like, did I hear this guy just say this shit?
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Or
saying?
when-
I gotta hear that
When
again.
you out later and you're like, wait a minute. This is this. Did he? Hold on. And you go back and you're like, he said this. Oh, fuck. And one word blows up the entire, like, second bar.
Facts.
Where you were like, you understood that shit, and now you understand. You grew up and you learned a new word. You grew up and saw a movie and understood the terminology. I love that shit.
Hell yeah.
Love that.
And
Because you know what hip hop is? Hip hop, I always compared hip hop to leaf cutter ants. Right? Because a leaf cutter ant will go and take what already exists, take a piece of it, and create something new with it. It's what we're doing is a natural instinct where we would take the old jazz, the old funk, the reggae, the dance hall, and we would just create something from something else. The whole breakbeat, just, ooh, I like that. Those 4 bars, those drums, those are just so dope. I wish that kept going for a little bit. I wanna dance to those drums. And just, let's buy it. Let me buy enough. Maybe if I get 2 records, I could just keep bringing it back and bringing it back. Man,
Shout out to my dude JTL1 in the chat, man. Love you, brother. Hell yeah. Hold Canada down. He's over there on that Nova Scotia shit. That's right.
nice.
He's so far east. He's 1 hour past New York. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, that's
Like
dope.
I'm 4 hours ahead of you. I'm like, is that even possible? Like, how is that? I thought it was just kind of all the same right there, all that edge. But nope, he's over in the extra.
Time is bugged out.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, man. He said, big up, Scotia. That's what I'm talking about. Few artists today may not deserve the rewind. Let's get it and let's bring it back. That's a fact, Ease. That's a fact, bro.
That is a fact.
But
It's
the
unfortunate. It was like that then too.
Mm-hmm.
It was cats that didn't deserve the rewind then, or that you didn't even have to. You understood exactly what they were saying. You were done.
Yeah, like,
you got
if you're going to put on a Public Enemy song, you know exactly what they were saying. You know what I'm saying? There was no hidden meanings behind too much of their shit.
He was also, if you listen to him, he has a very poetic stance. He has a very subliminal kind of way of like putting it kind of like putting words together to mean like 3 different things in one sentence.
Yeah.
Chuck D. Now, you know who else I would love if I couldn't get, let's say, Trugoy the Dub, let's say Dave from De La Soul was busy in the afterlife. He had like another prior engagement where he was going to perform for like Gandhi and Martin Luther King or something. I would ask if it was possible to get Guru. If I could get Guru, I would love that.
I used to love listening to him too.
Guru was one of my favorites because he was so genuine, and he could get complex. He could get street. He could do a love song, and he had the best voice in hip hop.
I can't disagree with you on that, man. All perfect representation of the music. As great as the underground scene is, and as great as the hip hop coming out of Florida is, you know what I'm saying? It's hard to get that back. You know what I'm saying? Like, there are some great artists that are doing some phenomenal boom bap shit. You know what I'm saying? In your circle right now, phenomenal. You know what I'm saying? But it brings me back to my childhood, but it's not exactly the same, and I don't know if that's because when I was young I was enamored, you know what I'm saying, like I was really enthralled in what was going on, you know what I'm saying, and now it's been 30-40 years of listening to it, you know what I'm saying. I still get very deep into what the lyrical content is, but I'm no longer shocked by it as much, I guess.
Yeah.
So I guess I don't know, but it's cool to be able to be a 50-year-old man and hear a new song that just dropped and be like, boy, that took me right back to my fucking childhood, dude. That's fucking fire.
I think what you're talking about is when you get to a certain age, and I don't even know if it's age. I think if you get, let's just say, when you get to a certain wisdom, you are able to see through things. And so when you're able to see through things, you can see behind the curtain. No, that's what it is. You're able to catch as you grow older. You get wiser because you're able to catch the slip ups, and you get to meet your heroes, and they suck, and you realize that your heroes, you thought they were superheroes. You thought they were actually bigger than life. They were better. They were better than your regular neighbor, your teacher, or whatever. And you come to find out that they're just, regular ass human beings, and they sin and they fuck up, and they cheat on their wives, their husbands, they do drugs, and down the line, or even worse. And then, it's like you lose trust for artists and the whole thing. But in the end, that I think is just, as big as it may seem to us, is just a small aspect or a small percentage of the truth. Because the truth is that there are artists out there that, even though they're humans and they make their mistake, that they are actually trying to live better and be righteous and take care of their families and do something good out there, and it's not just all negative and all. So the thing is, it's few and far between, so you have to kind of like look for them, but when you find them, you're like, see, I knew it. Like Odyssey. You like Odyssey? You ever heard of him?
I don't believe so. From where?
Washington. He's from Washington.
I don't
Odyssey.
think so.
He spells it like Odd-I-C, right?
ODD?
O-D-D-I and then S-E-E.
Okay.
Amazing MC. And he's one of those guys. I don't know what he is like personally, but listen, I know what you're saying. You kind of lose faith. And I think also what you're talking about specifically is when you hear something now that's trying to do what it was then, or have that feeling like it was then, it's never gonna be then. It can never make you feel the same way, because the reason why you felt that way in the first place was everything else that was going on. The arcade that you would go to when you first heard that song was included in that nostalgia. When you hear the old stuff, that arcade doesn't exist for you now. or the girl that you had the crush on, she's gone. Like she actually ended up being a bitch. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like all of that, all of those extra things that have nothing to do with the song or the album that you liked, all have to do with the song or the album that you liked. And if you're not getting that, you're like, yeah, I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing, but yeah, it's good. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
it's the same vibe.
That's what I'm talking about. Shout out to you, man, for such a great conversation. Probably one of the best conversations I've had on the platform so far. So, or at least
Thank
the
you.
most deep and intellectual. So, thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Thank you for letting me go off on tangents.
Hey, man, this is why we're here, man. This is exactly why we're here, because we want to know the raw you know what I'm saying? And you've given us the best version of that, so we appreciate that. Charles said that you're actually 700 years old.
He's being modest. I'm 7,000 years old.
Let's go. Hey, I know, like, the older I get, the more my balls be drooping. So yours motherfuckers gotta be like dragging on the ground, my guy. 7,000-year-old balls? That's some old ass balls.
No, because 7,000 years ago, the reason why I've lived this long is because I partook in a ceremony where I drank this golden elixir that apparently one of the what's it called? One of the byproducts, if you will, is my balls stay perfectly shiny and intact.
Your wife is like, you're a golden god down there.
and grow no. So, you know, there's that.
Oh, that's fire. You get
Yeah.
maintenance free. I love that shit.
Yeah. So, you know, the blessing.
Shout out to the golden elixir. I need to get me a little 20 ounce of that motherfucker right there just to make my balls get back up. You're just trying to roll out of bed and you roll over on your balls and you're like, damn, that fucking hurts. That shit sucks.
When I tried to do stuff, you know, we try to do stuff for the lady. We try to trim, we try to get haircuts and certain shirts with specific buttons and what have you. But that shit is not cool. Doing that shit to your testicles, that shit is whack.
It's whack.
They get stuck and
Mm-hmm.
look, I got big thighs too. That's a problem. I can't be doing it. I got my dad calls them. My dad says we got thunder thighs.
Mm-hmm.
So you know what I'm saying? Anyway,
Bringing the thunder, yo. That's what I'm saying. Because I can only imagine in Florida, because I've been to Florida a couple of times in my life. I got family around Orlando, or at least I did. I don't know anymore. But, dude, it's so fucking hot there, dude. With my thick thighs and huge balls, the motherfuckers will be glued to each other constantly.
no. It's best that you stay indoors. Actually, in Miami, it's a major problem. Because in Miami, when winter comes, you might get a day or a morning where it's nice and cool. It'll get nice and cold, maybe a couple days, if the nature gods, you know, see it fit. But here in Orlando, it's Central Florida, so a little bit closer to the north. Here, the cold lasts a little longer, so I do enjoy living here for that reason.
Okay.
Friends and stuff like that, but here the weather is so much better. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you're going for beach weather. Obviously, Miami's always on point. But I mean, you know, for winters. And if you don't want like too cold, I know you guys get cold in Sacramento, right? Like,
generally, during the winter, the coldest you'll get is like high 20s.
right. So that's cold. Over here, it doesn't get. I think the worst they got here was 40s,
Oh,
in the
wow.
40s. Yeah.
Okay, that's quite a bit different.
See,
You know, like at least 10 degrees.
that's what I'm saying, and that'll make a difference.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
it's freezing and non-freezing at that point.
Is it windy in Sacramento?
It has been. It can
Yeah.
get. We had some pretty bad wind this year. I think they got up to 75 miles an hour, which is Usually, I mean, we'll have like a season. It's usually around springtime, winter. You know, at the end of winter, around spring, where the winds will start getting pretty bad. But I don't remember them getting quite this bad. Usually around 50. You know,
Yeah.
30 to 50. You know, gusts and stuff like that. But it was pissed off, man. I was surprised my shed didn't fall down outside. It was crazy.
Damn. Like that, huh?
Yeah. I thought I was like, dude, did I move to Chicago or what, dude? Because I heard about that windy shit.
Yeah. I'm thinking about heading over there to the West Coast driving with the family because I got family in Arizona and in Phoenix, and wanted to visit. And then we also have some family in Cali. But I want to take the kids to the Grand Canyon. I had an opportunity to see the Grand Canyon with wifey a few years back. My God, have you ever been there?
It's amazing. It's that and the Painted Desert is it leaves you speechless.
Listen, man.
Petrified Forest.
I want to see that. I want to see that. I would love to see the crater too in Arizona.
I haven't seen that yet.
But I need to take them there because they need to see it. It's like what I said earlier. It's like that you can't fathom it until you're there. You cannot understand it. You can't comprehend it. You go look at the Grand Canyon and just feel. I swear to God, when I was able to actually see the enormity of at least one area. You know when you get that feeling in your chest, that fear feeling, like, oh shit, like
we're just a speck, you know, type shit.
I straight up just a speck. How am I not fucking flying off this cliff right now and being blown away by the strong wind? You know what I'm saying? Like I was just like that, floored. It was beautiful.
I would like to go back. I haven't seen it since I was a child. When my mom and dad divorced, I was about, I don't know, 10 or 11. And we were driving out here from Tennessee. And my mom wanted to stop and show us the Grand Canyon, the Painted Forest, the Petrified Forest, and shit like that. And it was really cool to see, okay, the vastness of the fucking Grand Canyon itself is just, it's mind-blowing to think that a river carved that whole thing. And it's way down there at the bottom. So it was up here at the top at one time, and now it's hundreds of feet down. It's crazy. The painted desert was unreal to see. Like you're seeing pinks and blues and purples all in the sand for no fucking reason. Like I still don't know why. Although
it's just layers, right? It's like layers of different ages or something.
You know, it could be, but I mean, like part of a hill will be like purple and then turn into pink and shit, and it's like, yo, that's fucking crazy to see it because sand is usually either black or tan, right?
Right.
And you see
white.
Or white, right? But you don't see them like vibrant colors like that, and that was the cool. Yeah, it was crazy. And then you get to the Petrified Forest where all the trees are now fucking rocks, which is crazy.
That's dope. Yeah, I gotta check that out.
Yeah, if you guys get a chance, man, hit that 3-banger, man, because you could drive through the Petrified Forest and the Painted Desert. You know what I'm saying? Like you could just drive right through it and take pictures.
Where is the Petrified Forest? Is it Arizona, California?
Yeah, it's in Arizona. Yeah.
And so is
Petrified Forest.
The Petrified Forest and the Painted
Desert. Yeah.
Damn. Okay. I don't know. So you know, the United States is dope, man.
Facts. And I traveled all over this motherfucker as a traveling salesman. I did that for a while. I still haven't seen the whole thing. You know, I haven't seen Mount Rushmore. I'd love to go see that. You know.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that crazy ass geyser over there in Nevada. You know, I'd love to go see that. There's just things.
Nevada has a guy.
Is it? No.
No.
Arizona. Yosemite. Yeah, that one.
Yeah,
I
that'd
want
be
to go
dope.
see that. I've never traveled up north, so I've never been to Washington, Idaho, Michigan, none of that shit up there. Wisconsin. Yeah. I'd like to go check that shit out. But yeah, man, there's so much of it that in one lifetime that you might not be able to see all of it.
No. Nope. They can't learn everything, can't see everything, can't meet everyone.
Right.
Preposterous.
Facts. They'd be like, everybody in America just line up. I got to shake your hand. I met everybody in America.
You might have like a whittled down hand that might be showing bone.
Right? I'll be like this. Just knuckles. Come on. Just wrists. Elbows.
Kink, kink.
That's hilarious. There's a place in eastern Idaho called the Craters of the Moon National Park. It's an ancient lava field that resembles the surface of the moon with exploration lava tube caves. It was really cool, Jeremy said. That sounds dope as fuck.
You see? I didn't even know that existed. That would be dope to go see.
Facts.
Damn.
Facts.
Shit.
Craters of the Moon National Park. That sounds amazing. Hell yeah. I'd love to go smoke some weed there.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Do you have your card?
I used to, but it's recreational in California now, so
Oh, shit.
They-
Right up. God. God. Guys are blessed.
if you got your card, they won't allow you to have a firearm because they say you're crazy and you need drugs to cope. Which
Oh
is crazy.
shit. So that's the exchange?
Yeah,
How they work?
that's a stipulation. Yeah.
Bastards. Come
Right.
on. The 1950s. What are you talking about? This isn't.
Right.
People don't go crazy. Ridiculous.
Facts. It ain't reefer madness, bro. Like,
Reefer Madness. Yes.
facts. Yo,
Yeah,
Cadillac Joe, man, what's good, my guy? How you doing, brother? Good to see you, man. We got
What's Cadillac?
7-Star in the building today, man. East Coast rapper out of Florida, Orlando to be exact. And I know H wants to get into another song, man. You want to jump into another song?
Yeah, we were talking about traveling, so let's stay in theme. If you want to go to Spotify, or my Bandcamp, either or.
I'll go to
Go.
Spotify because then I can follow you on there.
Yeah.
Because I be Bluetoothing my Spotify all the time.
Oh, for sure. Like I know Spotify is kind of whack to artists, but what industry, what platform that puts artists on, whether it be labels or clubs or whatever, is not taking advantage of us?
And
They're all eating off of us.
I was talking to one of my homies. He's an artist, but he's also a very astute business dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, he really understands the business side and marketing side of music. And he was telling me just the other day, don't think of Spotify and these other platforms as a way to get paid. Use them as a marketing tool to get them over to your website. You know what I'm saying? Your merch
Right.
shit. You're selling physical copies of your stuff. And I was like, that's a great idea. Instead of paying like a fucking, an A&R or a promo company to push your shit, you're able to upload here and get paid a little bit for it instead of putting out money, and then
Right.
Get them over to your website and stuff. I'm like, that's fucking genius, bro. I was like, that's a good way to think about it.
It's the way we got to do it. It's the only choice that we have, and being independent is the best way, because what are labels going to do for you, really?
No.
Put you in debt.
They're going to put you in debt. They're going to change you as a person, and
Right.
you may have morals, you may have standards in which you live by, and they will make you put those off. I mean, we see it all the time. Sam Smith, probably the most blatant one. You know what I'm saying? Like, Sam Smith used to just be like a little nerdy ass dude, wear a little suit jacket and shit. Now he's got devil horns and he's fucking wearing crotchless shit. I'm like, what the fuck happened to this dude? There's no way that you come onto the scene wearing a fucking jacket, got a nice little haircut. It's that.
Yeah.
Something
there's
happened.
something- I really feel sometimes that whole conspiracy of, it just makes logical sense, but the whole conspiracy of the private jailing systems being involved in the kind of music that's being put out to ensure that there is a nice flush of new criminals, being created, being influenced by the music. And I mean, this whole devil worshipping shit, if you really think about it, right? Like, so it's Christians are up in arms, Muslims, everybody. This is bullshit. This is horrible, right? For religious people, for religious reasons. But if you really think about it, what would that kind of behavior do to a young person? If they start to just feel like worshiping the devil is cool and you know, just being, what you're gonna get is chaos. You're gonna get kids who will grow up and be on some do what thou wilt.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Vibe, and they are no longer people you could reach. They don't care. So that means you think that that's independence, or they think that that's independence, but what that really means is it's a trap.
Oh, it's definitely a trap, because I was having the same conversation with my mother earlier today. When they tell you, "Oh, just do what makes you feel good." Well, if murdering people makes me feel good, that's not a good thing. You know what I'm saying? Right. So therefore, I shouldn't be doing it. And everything that make you feel good is not good. You know, just because it makes you feel good, because the devil make you feel good. Right. You know, sometimes you have to go through trials and tribulations and not be in the best, you know, your best version of yourself. You know what I'm saying? To get through some shit. And you're absolutely right, bro. Like, you can't just indulge in your wants and needs all the time. It's not healthy, first off, and then you will end up getting wrapped up in some shit you don't want to get wrapped up in.
Everything in moderation.
There you go.
Everything in moderation, and that's the way that everyone should live. Because here's a good example of that. Everything in moderation. Think of the most healthiest thing, and I always use this example, like beats, right? Not beats like drums and kicks and snares, but like the vegetable, the beet, right? Red, dirt tasting, just disgusting thing, but you know that it's healthy for you, right? So you're just like, all right, let's do it. Let's go. But it's really good for you. It's got all these minerals and vitamins and all kinds of crazy shit, but eat too much of it. It'll do something, I believe, to your larynx or something in here where you'll lose your.
Wow.
Like so too much of anything, and it doesn't even matter if it's the most healthiest thing. Look, oxygen. You could die from too much oxygen.
Yeah, because even on this planet, we don't breathe 100% oxygen.
Correct.
Right.
If we were doing, we would. You see what I'm saying? So it's like too much of anything can really hurt us, and that's why that's all about that yin yang. You have to have that balance. You got to have a little bad, a little good, a little bad in your good, and a little good in your bad.
And that's why I say, like, God's going to need people like me when the end times come, because they're going to need people that are just a little rough around the edges and really do, you know, the shit that gets shit done. So what, he cusses, so what, he smokes weed, you know what I'm saying? You know, it don't matter. He's got a good heart and he treats people well. You know what I'm saying? I think that's how God be looking at people. You know what I'm saying? Like,
of course.
You know, he'd be like, oh, he jerked off 3 times, so you can't come to heaven. I don't believe that shit. You know what I'm saying?
If we're jerking off, it's because God made it so.
Yeah, it's because my hand reaches my dick. That's why. Right. He would have put my dick on, like, you know, on my back or something if he didn't want me to touch it.
That's the reason Tyrannosaurus Rex went extinct, because they couldn't masturbate.
Ah, dude, yeah. He's like, fuck it, I'm out.
Fact. Nobody really knows this, but if you do the research, you'll realize that most Tyrannosaurus Rex, from the accounts, most of them died from suicide.
But you would think that, like, one Tyrannosaurus Rex would help out the other Tyrannosaurus Rex. You know what I'm saying?
With what? Their tail?
But I guess they got a code. I mean, you just got to get up close to it and just be like, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, they're like, I ain't gonna be getting up close to my homie like that. You know what I'm saying? All by my face and shit. Like, you my homie and shit. But I can't do that, my guy.
How do they even mate? Would they like kind of like get sideways, like side next to each other, and then like something would come out? And,
yeah, it's like that lazy fucking. You know what I'm saying? Where they're just both laying down on their side, just banging. Sometimes the lady T-Rex would get on top and ride it a little bit.
But most of the time, they were lazy lovers. They were the laziest reptile lovers in the dinosaur kingdom. It's a shame.
Yeah, it is a shame. but they were not lazy about attacking their food supply. I mean, they would get down.
Yeah.
They put more effort in that than trying to procreate.
You ever heard I don't even know how, like my mom's husband says, I showed it to him. I'm like, have you ever heard what it really sounds like? What a Tyrannosaurus Rex sounds like? So they have the one in the movie, right? From Jurassic Park.
Mm-hmm.
And then they did one where they like kind of like analyzed the throat and whatever they saw, the bones or whatever. And that shit sounds scary as shit. But how do they even know that?
Right, because
Like-
they wouldn't be able to say like how thick a vocal cord was.
This is what I'm saying. Like, you know that these dinosaurs that we see in these museums may not actually have looked like that at all.
Yeah, you
And
know, T-Rex come out like, instead of being all like raw, you know, like crazy, scary, it could have come out like here, where, you know what I'm saying? It could have just been some weak shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got some weak ass arms, why wouldn't you have a weak ass voice box?
Another reason why it went extinct and why they all come back.
Yeah, nobody respected that motherfucker. Pterodactyls was straight up shitting on him like pap pap. You know what I'm saying?
I forget the one with the, what's the name of the one with the ball, the tail with the like.
No, what? No.
No, the Stegosaurus has the on the back.
Yeah.
I forget that
But
one.
it had
That
it on
was
the tail, right? Like a wrecking ball, like a.
like a ball or something like that. Yeah.
What was that?
No, yo, this show was dope.
Ankylosaurus, he say.
We went from talking about how much pop has influenced us to masturbating Tyrannosaurus Rex. I love it.
I love it too, man. You can't pay for conversations like this. That's a fact.
I don't have any songs about masturbating dinosaurs, though.
So, we know what's on the docket now. Let's go.
You gotta write.
Be like, you just write it from the perspective of as a sad T-Rex, how you can't never touch your dick. That would be hilarious, dude.
Yeah, you know what? That was a pretty funny skit. If you know anybody that knows how to do animation, a short little mini animation of the sad tale of the inability of the Tyrannosaurus Rex to masturbate.
That's a sad. That would be a tale that would last the test of time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That shit would be read in schools by just asshole kids in 500 years from now. You know what I'm saying?
This is how they went extinct.
You ever hear about the T-Rex? No, what happened to T-Rex? You can't touch his dick though. That's amazing. Great conversation, man. Shout out to the chat, man. Y'all are being amazing out there, dude. Just like every other time. Appreciate y'all, man. What song are we going to listen to, Seven?
Let's listen to damn, I forgot the name of it now. Go into the album Stars in Jars, Volume 1. Let's see. Defy Lines. It's the one before that one is about it's really about me feeling that one of the things that we as humans need, every single one of us needs, is to travel the world. Everyone needs to go to a country where everything is fucking upside down and nothing makes fucking sense. And then just see how those people are and wake up and realize, oh shit, this place is fucking upside down. None of this shit makes sense, but every single one of these motherfuckers is just like me. Once you realize that shit, it will completely change your whole shit. It's over. You can't be that person hating anyone from anywhere ever once you've done that. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that's kind of
I like that. Make sure you guys get cultured up. You know what I'm saying? We fuck with a lot of people from a lot of different countries on this channel, man. And I love seeing other people's perspectives, not just Americans. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the whole world, man, for real.
Yeah.
We got my dude 7 Star in the building. This one's got a Clown9 feature Also, make sure you hit the link in the description below. Get to that link tree and to my dude's Instagram. Follow along. Make sure you show some love. Let's go. Defy Lines.
This whole album is produced by Cloud9. Just wanted to put that out there.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay, so he's your producer. Okay, cool.
He's from Japan, by the way. And this is exactly what I was talking about. That we have to go to Japan. This is kind of like the country I was thinking about when I just said what I said, where everything's upside down and people are kind of like doing things in a completely different manner. You know what I'm saying? I love Japan. Anyway,
yeah, they got them panty vending machines over there. But there's two places in this world that I do want to travel. One being Australia, the other being Japan. I got to learn some Japanese first, though. And,
yes.
Yeah.
I've been to Japan twice. I was honored. I was blessed to have gone there, and it's one of the dopest places I've ever been in my entire life. Did you know that sushi, the rolls and on the rice and the what have you, that's like fast food over there?
Really? It's not like delicacy.
No.
There's like that's just some shit we got at the Japan McDonald's. Like that shit's good as fuck.
They're not really about that. I mean, they do have spots, with the conveyor belt,
Well, they are fishing community, right? Like they're big on fish and
they love fish. When you'll see raw fish, they're eating sashimi, and that's more like appetizer. It's kind of like one of the 20 dishes that come sometimes, and it's just like a little thing, so you eat a little bit before the meal actually comes.
Okay.
I found it really funny.
That's dope. See, and that's another thing, learning about the cultures, right?
Yeah.
Because I heard over there in Japan, like their Christmas dinner is like KFC or something. Like their KFC's big day is like Christmas over there.
They don't really celebrate it.
Oh,
right?
really?
Like the city will decorate, right? Like Tokyo will be decorated with Christmas decorations, but in the home they don't really do that. It's not something the country actually celebrates. They don't really do the Christmas. It's almost like they learned about it and they like it, and so they adopt it, and it's fun, and they like the way it looks, and they'll do certain things. Certain families will have like little Christmas trees. Certain families will decorate but they're not doing it like us, where they're doing the whole opening the gifts and the real serious and the decorating the tree and the leaving the cookies. That's not really what they do. They just kind of adopted it because I think maybe Americans, probably World War II, it's like, we were just staying over there, military bases and sharing cultures, and they dug it. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah, that makes perfect sense.
I don't know if that's the case. So whoever's out there knows their facts. I may be wrong. I'm just trying to think like a logical person.
Right? That's all we can do, man. Yo, we got my dude in the house, man. Show some love. We got Defy Lines. Let's go.
Traveling man, moving through space and time. Defy Lines. I'm on a mission to chill with the world. Get in a catapult, happy to be hurled far away from everything that I know. The point being no return to your growth. A stagnated life won't allow you to move. An agitated wife won't be able to soothe. That's true. I just want everyone to groove or fit into it. Find your pocket, spinning fluid. Like tales to be told to the wives growing old, to renew when we're told. Proper outlook, brighten worlds to behold. Gather on the flame or we'll all catch a cold. World citizen, flying again. Envisioning the world, spying on trends instead of spying on friends. The earth's a sphere, so everyone's across the pond and round the bend. We them. Go, 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 go. Places, traces, faces, space and time. Go, 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 go. Defy line. I'm talking about connection across the divide. If each one meet one, each one teach one to coincide. Travel, travel, travel again. World citizens a la creme de la creme. Meaning they elevated consciousness. Dreaming they're syncopated with the populace. Just trying to survive for going opulence. Conflict abroad is the consequence. When we ignored our commonness. Isn't it so obvious? Can anyone point to our provenance? Depression by another name is cloudiness. We can't see, no, we can't see. They're trying to hide our commonalities with nationalities. Bipolar with beautiful personalities. Like these, like these. go, 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 go. Places, traces, faces, space and time. Go, 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 go. Define lines.
Yeah, be one with the earth. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. You know, I'm not like a big advocate for, saving the planet and all this stuff, because I honestly believe the planet saves itself. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're specks of dust on its fucking back. You know what I'm saying? We're basically nothing. But I do like to take care of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I go out camping, I take all my garbage with me. You know what I'm saying? If I'm out disc golfing, I'm putting all my cigarette butts in my pocket. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to disturb it too much, because I love visiting that scene. You know what I'm saying? Like, we've all been in a city. We may have not all been in the wilderness. You know what I'm saying? But that's a whole nother look, right? That's a whole nother. And it's kind of like, just travel within your own borders. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have many different terrains to experience and people. You know, just in America, we got so many different accents, dude. It's crazy. I mean, you look at China, right? They have a bunch of different derelicts in their language. So it's kind of like, and China, like a huge landmass. I mean, it's way bigger than America. But to have all that in such a country, you know what I'm saying? We got the Southerners, they talk with the drawl. We got the Northerners, they talk with the almost Canadian, you know what I'm saying? And then we got the West Coasters, out here, and we got the East Coasters doing their thing. And it's really cool to be able to go talk to people in those places, because originally I grew up in Tennessee, Alaska, Arkansas, Tennessee, a couple different places.
What part of Alaska?
Anchorage. My dad was in both of my parents were in the Army during the Vietnam War.
Oh, that's dope, though. You got to see Alaska. How was that, man? Shit.
I don't know. I was a baby.
You were a baby, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I think we left when I was 2.
I'd love to go to Alaska, man.
Oh, it would be amazing. I got a homie up there right now who lives up there. He's a phenomenal artist and an even better battle rapper. The dude, he's going to eat, like, Traumatose. Just remember Traumatose, and the S is a $.
Okay.
That dude is going to be the dude for battle rap. He's too good, bro. Dude, his writing is phenomenal.
See, that right there is a hard task, to be a good writer as well as a good off the top.
Mm-hmm.
That's not an easy task. You know who's really good at that? One of my favorite MCs, one of my top 5. Black Thought.
Amazing.
Black Thought is ridiculous. Black Thought, if you listen to some of those old mixtapes where he freestyles for so long, it's so amazing to listen to him, because even his fuck ups were part of the rhyme. So he'd be rhyming, right? And he'd just be flowing. This is like in the 90s. He'd be flowing, and then he'll fuck up, and he'll just be like, he'll just be like, something, 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 and I don't even know, something, something, and then something, something, one in the bus, and I don't even want it. That's him. And you're like, I really like those. That's Black Thought.
I'm a big fan of onomatopoeia. Like, if you're making a clap sound or a snap sound or something that makes it rhyme with the word that you just said,
right?
That shit is amazing to me. And you kind of did it in that first song with the click of the plip, and you was doing those that.
Don't you wish your ideas came together like splish?
Yeah.
So what you dropped didn't plop, but splish, splash, mystifying. Yeah.
You kind of did it with that, and I was like,
I had a friend when I posted it. He was like, he just posted that word. He's like, onomatopoeia.
Facts. I love that shit. My dude Jay Tree 420 in the building. What's up, Jay? How you doing, brother? He said Traumatose is when you stub your pinky toe on the coffee table. That's what I'm talking about. Drake is better than Black Thought. Fight me. Oh my God. I know you're joking now.
Who said?
J Tree is a Cambada fan. If he's saying Drake is better than anybody, it's a cap.
Might not be something that people that want to hear or would expect me to say, but that diss, his diss, was pretty good.
Which one?
Drake's.
Oh.
But now Kendrick, I don't know if you've heard it.
I haven't even been following that, to be honest with you. I'm not a Drake fan, and
no, I'm not by any stretch of the imagination would I listen or buy any of Drake's music.
Right.
I have enjoyed some of his songs. I can't help it. It's just, it sounds right and the lyrics are decent and, but I'm not like checking for him. I've listened to his albums, but I get upset in the same way I got upset at listening to, and please, nobody attack me for this, but in the same way that I got a little bothered with Lauryn Hill's, what her solo album, right? Because to me, she's still one of the dopest MCs I've ever heard. And when she came out with her solo album, I was hoping that she would just go like, she would become a monster, and show. But obviously, she's a beautiful singer,
right?
But she's so much more. You know what I'm saying?
She could have really put out both albums, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, when I heard it, I was just like, there's some songs I like. So it's the same thing with Drake. When I listen to Drake, I'm like, all right, spit though.
Yeah.
Spit.
But see, even when Drake spits, even though it sounds good and he does well, like, I ain't going to cap, you know what I'm saying? Like, he can rap. He does his thing. But when he raps about being hard and all this, bullshit, we know that ain't you, motherfucker. We know this is not you, bro.
To listen to the battles, because J. Cole got in it. Rick Ross is in it. Rick Ross did one of the most funniest ones because you gotta listen to it. It's just really good. And Kendrick just did one. He just came out with it. That's what I like about Kendrick.
I do fuck with Kendrick though.
Listen, remember I was talking about the subliminal messages and the esoteric
J.
kind
Cole.
of.
Yeah.
Kendrick put subliminal messages and secret messages and codes and shit like that. He dropped his diss, right? On what day was it? I just learned this recently. It was the day of telling the truth. April 3rd is Tell the Truth Day or something like that.
Ooh, that's a bar on itself.
He used Richard Pryor from The Wiz, the movie The Wiz, because he plays the wizard. He used a piece of his, like, listen to me, man. Kendrick gets it. Kendrick gets lyrics.
No, he does.
And that's what I look for. That's why I can't fuck with Drake, because Drake doesn't move me. He doesn't inspire me to go and write. He doesn't teach me shit. Like, that's what I need. As an MC, I'm spoiled. So I go to those types of MC. I have crazy respect for Cole, crazy respect for Kendrick, Odyssey, like I was saying, LP, Killer Mike. I got respect for artists who can actually move me, teach me, and then also spit like an assassin.
Yeah. And one of my favorite artists, and it's just been in the last 6-7 years, dude's quickly become one of my favorite artists ever, Joyner Lucas.
Yeah.
His writing style is amazing, dude. It's almost M. Night Shyamalan, every time, bro.
He's a machine.
Yeah.
There's rappers who are machines. Eminem is a machine.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Yeah.
Joyner's a machine. Who else is a machine? That's the thing, though. It's not to diss, but when it's too perfect, maybe it's me projecting. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But when it's too perfect, it's too clean, too on beat, too like. It kind of turns me off a little bit.
It hits all the right notes too much.
Right. It's like, when I listen to jazz, I would rather listen to Thelonious Monk than, let's say, Chet Baker. Chet Baker's Take 5, right? I forget who. Anyway, when you listen to Thelonious Monk, he hits these notes that at the time people were like, "This guy doesn't know how to play. What the fuck is he doing?"
It's that scat jazz, right?
No,
it's all over the place.
Thelonious played the piano, but he had his own style where he would, instead of like hitting the notes in the right key, he would hit it in the wrong key on purpose. So he would have a nice melody, and all of a sudden it'd be like, bling, 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 bling. He'll do that.
Okay.
People then, but he's a fucking master now. He's a legend. You know what I'm saying? So it's that. I look for the imperfection because that's what we are. We're all imperfect. When it gets too perfect, too perfect, I veer off. I go a little, because it feels not human. It's like it wouldn't be fair to have aliens join the rap battle. You know what I'm saying? Because
Cambada.
Yeah, he's an alien. That's not fair.
And I said it too many times. I was like, that's not fair. It's not fair that he could do that.
But look, Joyner, I bet you he's nasty freestyling. And look at him writing. Look at Eminem, a maniac freestyling and a maniac writing.
Yeah,
he's a technician. That's what it is. There's technicians, there's the technical, and then there's the whatever the other thing is. I like the other thing.
You say, let me get some of that other thing.
Yeah.
It usually comes with a side of vagina, and I love that shit, so.
God is a crazy technician as well, but he has that imperfection that I like. He has that, I don't give a fuck. It's coming out like this, but he's so perfect too. But I don't know. There's just a cool calmness about it.
It's like meeting someone that has a blemish or something. You're like, but that makes you you, and I love that.
Right.
You may have like a wonky eye or a fucked up tooth or something,
Yeah, girl like that had like one of those big birthmarks.
Yeah.
The red one, their face.
Yeah.
But she's still really pretty.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's that, and it actually makes her prettier for some reason, some weird reason. It is.
It's like the birthmark. They started putting birthmarks on their face after the first one got, Marilyn Monroe and shit got all famous. Oh, you look good with that little mole on your shit. So then they started penciling that motherfucker in.
Yep.
So it is. It's like, look, as men, we want the one of one, right? We want I'm the only one that's got this,
right.
Rare shit,
right.
Cars, other shit, other different uniquenesses, like Cadillac says, that nobody's going to be able to get one of these except for me. And I love it. So I think that's where it comes from.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I used to date a girl that had a dead tooth. I didn't even give a fuck, but she was hot.
Listen, none of that shit really matters,
It did it because the vagina walls felt great.
No balls.
Let's go. I'll be going straight to the gutter, my guy. That's just it.
That's fine.
I can't believe it, dude. It's been almost 2 hours already. It has flown by. Yeah, I told you, dude. It's going to go by like nobody's business. Yeah, we're at hour 53.
You know what? Let's play the joint, if you don't mind. Let's play the joint with let me see. Wait a minute. I'm trying to think. I want to play the joint with H. It's this one. This one I don't know because it has a friend of mine. The first verse is a friend of mine. He's actually the cat that I started my first hip hop group with. His name is Melchizedek. Now he calls himself Melchizedek, however you say it. He's He's a pastor, Texas. And you know, when I was young, when I finally started writing, and I got music for it, I showed it to him, and he was really into dancing at the time. He knew all the moves, all the Kid and Play moves, well, we had rappers in Puerto Rico too.
I thought I was MC Hammer at one point in my life, dude. Seriously.
I loved MC Hammer's first album.
All that Kid Play shit, I love that shit. That's fire.
And so he danced for me. Anyway, now, you know, years later, we fell out of touch. We didn't talk for over 20 years. And wow. He found on Facebook, and turns out, because back then he wasn't rhyming. He was my backup dancer. and now he's rhyming, and he's nasty, but he rhymes in Spanish. He can rhyme in English too. On this joint, I think it's called Axiomatic. Is that the one with Melchizedek and H2O?
Yes, sir.
Yes. All right. So his verse is in Spanish.
Nice.
Okay. But the song is really about, it's kind of like 3 stages of spirituality. His verse is about being still connected and still following in the way, the spiritual way, and having God to rely on. Because, you know, he's a pastor. My verse is kind of like the what's the word? The agnostic. I'm the agnostic point of view, where it's like I'm still trying to figure it out. I'm somewhere in the middle, and then you have H at the end, and he kind of goes in almost like a loss of faith. And it's like the 3 perspectives of spirituality. And it's funny because it all came together. And the first cat that I ever started rhyming with is on the song. And the second cat, once I left Puerto Rico, I went to Miami and I started going to church there. I'm no longer Christian or any religion for that matter, but it did teach me a lot. The same as hip hop with the 5% Nation and Islam and, you know, Buddhism. I'm about God. The only way to figure God out is by actually learning all religions and getting kind of like the aspect from all of them. And you might get a better idea, but even then, you probably not really understand God. But so first cat that I start rhyming with, and then when I came to Miami, I started going to church, and they had like a talent show, and that's when I started rapping again. And he came to the church. And we were having a cipher outside, and he came from another church, and he introduced himself, and he spit a verse that just floored us. And I'll repeat this. I always say this story, but he says some shit like, his punchline, the one that I always remember, I don't remember the setup, but the punchline was, and at this time, nobody was really saying this yet. Nobody had said this line. Now this line is cliche, but he said, I got 31 flavors like Baskin Robbins. You remember Baskin Robbins and that 31 flavors?
Oh, yeah.
And we were like, you mean, we were kids, middle school. 31, you mean 31 fucking styles, yo? What the fuck? That's
fire.
Like, yo, I believe him. I believe him. Anyway.
Yeah.
Beginning from the inception of 7 Star, who used to be JDJ, even though I don't know how to DJ, and I never did then. I just thought it was like the thing you needed to add to your name.
Right.
And 7 Star, both of these guys, and both of them, look, now the first one is in church. He's a pastor now, and I met Rudy at church. It's weird. It's weird how it works, but anyway,
you're absolutely right. That's crazy how it all played out like that. That's amazing.
Yeah. I love this song.
Yo, we got Axiomatic right here. Oh no, we got 7 Star right here. The song is called Axiomatic. We got Melchizedek and H2O. Melchizedek and H2O on the track as well. Let's go.
La cumbre no compré, Mejor incertidumbre que malas costumbres. El cielo a todo en gracia nos encubre. Seamos hombres de renombre, despreciada muchedumbre. Aunque no sepa dónde estoy, Dios sabe lo que doy. Hasta en medio de un void tengo mi decoy. You can flip a coin, we count it always joy. Recobré quién soy al sol de hoy, separo los hombres de los boys. El tiempo pasa, el reloj no para, el reflejo habla, esconde en la cara, pero en la baraja sube y baja. Algunos tienen canas, pero le da el pana, no hablan la clara, por más que nazcan no se encarnan. Si están en la mala, vibran un dar karma, que nunca se calman, que andan en llama. No escucho a quien lo llama, ni menos ni más, a mi autoestima. No me importa lo que digan los demás, de mis temas. Las rimas en esquema me elevan en paz. En la cima no me duerma fuera el compás. Yo tengo cartas extremas de la Corte Suprema. Cuando tú blasfemas, Dios me dice no temas. Tú eres anatema como enemas del sistema. No tiene emblema el poema como un infértil esperma. Tu dilema es cinema, nos tiene tosiendo sin flema. No seas yema, mi lema está que quema y enferma.
Your journey isn't mine, but we should aspire for one mind. Courage under fire is fine, as long as you can slow down time. Why look down when there's so much left to climb? Keep your head up till it shine, even with the possibility of going blind. Because seeing isn't the only thing that binds us to humankind. Out of line, out of line. We stop following the signs on the grind. Frail spirits are failed spirits define. Rewind. Frail spirit, an oxymoron that'll leave you less inclined to use your power of intention. Need I remind you that your mind isn't new, it's divine. And if you knew, you would shine. I don't squint when life hands me limes. I add sugar, water, and rhyme. For those of you who feel you won't make it, and those imagining the crowd naked, this one's for you. For those of you aimless and lost, bettering yourselves comes with a cost. This one's for you. To family, friends, and all our foes, things change and all of us grow. This one's for you. Hold on to the end you envisioned and make all the necessary revisions, cause this one's for you. For you. This one's for you. This one's for you.
For those who struggle with their faith, who walk upon the straight and narrow with a crooked gate, trying to live righteous but still make mistakes and fear rejection from St. Pete at the pearly gates. Those who follow Allah but don't practice a lot, or those who worship Yahweh but don't keep Shabbat. Those who give the most but don't get back a lot, and those who are content with the little that they got. This one's for all those who history negates, cause they sought more truth than what the clergy serves on plates. For all those excommunicated from communities, I know you can relate. What do you do in this case? When you ain't running away, you cast away like garbage. The soul grows cold, the heart hardens. Seems like ever since we got kicked out the garden, it's getting harder to beg God's pardon.
For those of you who feel you won't make it, and those imagining the crowd naked, this one's for you. For those of you aimless and lost, bettering yourselves comes with a cost. This one's for you. To family, friends, and all our foes, things change and all of us grow. This one's for you. Hold on to the end you envisioned and make all the necessary revisions, cause this one's for you. For you. For you. For you.
That horn in there too, boy.
Yeah, man, I like that sax. It's funny. Cloud9 loves the sax. He's got a dude who like ready and willing and available all the time.
Oh, that's fire.
Plays the sax, Japanese cat. He's nasty, man.
That's fire. I like watching this dude on YouTube. He goes by the name of Beatbox Sax, and he's fire, bro.
I don't know if I that sounds dope. I'd like to see that. A saxophone with beatbox?
He makes the saxophone beatbox.
What?
It's insane, bro. Like he plays it like sucking in and blowing out at the same time, and he'll wear a ring on his finger where he make a percussion sound on the back of the shit. He goes crazy, bro.
So it's like doing like what you would do with a guitar, right? Where they hit the guitar for percussion, but he's like, yo, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I have to see. That's dope. That sounds dope.
yeah. He does a cover of Stand By Me that is fucking phenomenal, bro.
Dope.
Yeah.
Song, and I love that movie.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about. Nostalgia right there.
Yeah. I love that movie. It's a great movie.
Yo, 7-Star, man, I want to thank you, bro, for your time and energy, bro. Great conversation, man. Thank you for sharing the stories with us and showing us some music that we haven't heard before. Thank you, bro. I really appreciate it, man.
It's my pleasure, man. I'm honored. Thank you for giving me, some time on your platform. And shout out to everybody in the chat for coming through. Yeah, man. I mean, I just like to talk. We could go on for longer.
Yeah, absolutely we could, and I know I would too, because I've had a 7-hour interview before, but I'm trying to cut them down for podcast time.
Yeah, for sure.
And get them over on audio. But dude, we will do this again. That's for damn sure, bro.
I love dialoguing and talking about ideas and stuff like that and meeting new people. So it was a pleasure meeting you, man. Sack, again, thank you for everything. I love that jersey too.
I appreciate that, man. Thank you.
That's a slick beard right there. I had mine, but not quite as smooth, or as salt and pepper. Mine is getting there. It's getting there.
You got the little two right there. Yeah, you got kids, so it's inevitable.
France.
Thanks. Yo, I appreciate that, man. Really, I do. Shout out to the chat, man. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to H, man, for setting this up, bro. Another phenomenal guest, artist, man. Thank you so much, bro. Shout out to everybody who came through that's already, with WVCC and supporting 7 Star, like Ease and others. Charles that came through, man. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Jeremy, you know what it is, my guy. J Tree, all the homies coming through. D, I see you. Thank you so much for your time and getting to know these guys. Also, make sure to sub up, follow, and all that good stuff. Make it real easy for you. Just hit the links in the description, and you got another artist on your playlist. Too easy, right? Yeah. So tomorrow we have nothing going on. I didn't schedule an interview for tomorrow, which is weird because I usually schedule them for Thursday, but that's all right. We're going to be back on Friday with This Week in Hip Hop at 7 p.m. Pacific, like we do every Friday. Then we got an artist, Sam Likely, coming through on Saturday at 7 p.m. and an artist from the UK called was he The Narrator at 1 p.m. Pacific on Sunday. So you guys want to get into that UK rap, man? Come through on Sunday. We'll fucking be hanging and shit. You know how we do. I still got most of a half ounce of weed left, so we're gonna be getting high as shit. Shout out to weed. I love you guys.
Yeah. I was gonna tell you, if you like, check out Jest. He's from the UK.
Okay.
He's spelled Jeh, like Jest. Surely you jest.
Almost like a jester. Okay.
Right, but with the H. That cat is nasty. If you want to talk about cats who do shit now that could possibly give you back that nostalgic feeling, even though it's a song you've never heard, he might be one of those cats that could do that for you. Check him out.
There he is, right there.
Just, he's nasty, man. He's nasty. He's been doing it since the 90s.
Okay.
And
got him right. I'm already subscribed to him. That's crazy.
Oh, see? You see? Look at you, man. You're in everything. You don't even know. You don't even know.
Motherfucker don't even know. I'm gonna have to throw something on the list for Friday, man. See what's going down. Hell yeah.
Oh, if I may, before we bounce, for everyone out there, please check out my Bandcamp. I pretty much have everything there. It's 7star.bandcamp.com. But I wanted to give a shout out to WBCC Site Life for everything that H does and Charles Fast do. There is a Blueprint show in Orlando. If you're in Orlando, it's at the Iron Cow. That's a funny name for a spot, for a bar. It's called the Iron Cow. Blueprint will be there with DJ Detox. I'll be opening up. And then I'm going to Miami, actually Hialeah, the nexus of Miami, and gonna be rocking with Blueprint down there as well, with H and Fast and Alpha Bench and the whole thing. So if you guys are at all in Florida and you want to check out a dope hip hop show, Orlando got one, and Miami's free. So if you're in Miami on Saturday, it's free.
You can't beat free, folks. Come on now. Go show some support. Grab yourself a brewski. Have a good time, man. That's what's up.
Thank you, man.
Hey, I love all y'all. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We'll be back again on Friday. I'll see you guys on the next one, all right? Peace.